take a few minutes and talk through some of the common violations that we're seeing with our HazMat and solicit your assistance in helping us reduce these violations from occurring. Our first one is missing placards on our tanks. So again, we should have 4 placards on a tank if it is a single tank. 1 on each side, left and right, 1 in the front, and then 1 in the rear of the trailer. I need to make sure that all these are taped down and are visible, no defacing, no tears, and that they match the paperwork. Second piece is defaced or improperly secured placards. So on the yard today here in Gary, as we walked around and looked at some of the HazMat placards, these are some of the examples that we found that would not be within regulations. The first one you can see was taped across the placard. We cannot tape across the placard, and that of course defaced the placard. Our second one is a much older placard. As you can see, it's got a lot of defacing on it. This would be a citation for us. The next one also had tape across the placard, which again we should never tape across the placard, it should just be on the borders. This one also has some defacing from that tape as it's stuck to other things. This placard's actually torn. Now that may seem like a small infraction, but it's still a violation for the DOT. And the last one has a very small defacing on the one. It's not hardly visible, but it is enough of a defacing act that this again would be a violation under an inspection. Next thing is, as we talked about in the different videos, are placards within 3 inches of another marking on the tank. So you need to make sure that you're measuring out, ensuring that we have no other markings within that 3-inch range of our placards that we have on the tanks. Next one is the paperwork not in the driver reach. Again, the paperwork should be HazMat form up on the front side if there's multiple pages, in the ERG, and in the pouch of the driver's side of the truck. That way it's easily accessible from the driver's standpoint, within arm's reach, and it should be outside of the permit book. Our next piece is improperly filled out paperwork. The key here is to inspect your bill of lading to make sure everything is filled out properly. So we should be in the I-SHIP format. Identification number, this is your 4-digit with the UN. The shipping name, which is the proper shipping name along with the technical name, usually followed in parentheses. The hazardous class, and then the packaging group, which should be in a numeric or Roman numeral format. The next piece is to make sure that we have the number and type of packages, the total quantity, this can be gallons or weight, both of those are acceptable, emergency response telephone number, and then a signed shipper's certification statement should also be on the form. The other piece you want to check with your bill of lading is to make sure it meets one of the following. Either the HazMat is listed first in succession of entries, or is highlighted in a contrasting color, or there's an X marked in the column flagged as HazMat. Finally, if you have multi-page shipping papers, ensure that they state page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2, etc. as you're looking at the paperwork. Next thing is to make sure when you're doing your pre-trips, post-trips, TIVs, that your VIK is within the date range so that we're not out of date. Emergency break-off valve sticker is present, so it's not missing, which is one of the common violations that we can find. And finally, to manufacture a trailer specification plate illegible, meaning that you can't read it. So we need to make sure that everything is legible on it, wipe it down, clean it off from any dust, dirt, or grime that may be on it. Thank you, and we definitely appreciate your help in eliminating these common violations that we see from a HazMat perspective as we continue to strive to be the best in class.